Oh, when he retires, whoever gets hired after Bill Belichick, the offensive coordinator. Oh, when Belichick retires, you're the next guy.
So we get Heyman and Solo in the ring, and then immediately Jey interrupts. Jey says he can't forgive Solo for stabbing Jimmy in the back. Heyman says it's not anyone's fault but Jimmy's because he made up his own mind, not only for himself but for Jey. And then he asks Jey, did Jimmy let you know beforehand that he was going to attack Roman, or did he just do it? Jimmy has always resented you because he knows that Roman wants to groom you to be the next tribal chief. Jimmy's known since day one and has resented you ever since. There's no more tag team known as the Usos. Right-hand man Jey Uso is going to bring the gold back to the bloodline and beat Theory. I need to know that you're with us now. And then Heyman goes for a handshake, and Jey, after a big, long, dramatic pause, he goes, I'll get back to you on that. And he leaves. And Heyman is stunned.
You're the next one. You're the tribal chief in training. It's like, that head coaching job. Oh, when he retires, whoever gets hired after Bill Belichick, the offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels. Oh, when Belichick retires, you're the next guy. That's what we got here. He is saying, yeah, you're the next guy. You're being groomed to be the next tribal chief. All you got to do is join Roman Reigns. Acknowledge him as your tribal chief.
Yeah.
Which he's already done, but now he's got to redo it again.
Right.
And I honestly thought they were going to do the title change. We can
Really?
talk about that more later.
Okay.
But I thought it was going to happen.
Okay.
I was actually fooled. Thought this was actually going to happen because of the story. But yeah, after that segment, we have Sami Zayn. He's backstage. He's talking to Jimmy Uso. Basically,
remember, he said it's not his problem.
Yeah. It's not his problem. So basically, he's telling Jimmy Uso that what's happening to him right now is what happened to Sami Zayn himself when he joined the bloodline. It was all good, and then the tribal chief started to take over Roman Reigns because he said Roman Reigns is not the problem, it's the tribal chief. When he gets into the tribal chief mode, he becomes paranoid. He makes you always have to prove yourself.
Yeah, he turned the tribal chief into a virus.
Yeah, that's what's happening to you. You can join the bloodline, but he's always going to make you have to reprove yourself. It is kind of interesting to see that they're kind of doing like what happened to Sami Zayn is now happening to Jey Uso.
Well, yeah, it's basically been the same story.
Yeah, different character, same story.
Right, which is kind of boring. The only thing that's saving it right now is the possibility that we're going to get Jey versus Jimmy now.
Yeah, a lot of people thinking Jey is going to stay with Jimmy. Seeing the story, Jey should join Roman. First of all, it's going to get him so much heat to turn on his own brother.
Of course.
And then you prolong the story for a little bit longer because apparently they're trying to get this to WrestleMania. So
it's so weird though, because Jay's always been kind of pure.
Yeah.
So for him to side with Roman and not Jimmy, that just, I don't know. It's kind of like Gunther and the roll up. It just doesn't quite jive with his character.
It doesn't, but him being loyal does.
But wouldn't he be more loyal to Jimmy?
That's the thing. Paul Heyman was really putting into him that you're going to be the next tribal chief. So maybe that's just enough to sway him. Like, this all can be mine. I just have to join Roman. And he believes that this is his. He's going to get championships. He's going to get money. He's going to get the movies. He's all being groomed for that. All he's got to do is join Roman. And that's what he thinks until it never happens. Until, like I said, until you get Bill Belichick and he's still there to this day. And then Roman will keep manipulating him.
I'm compelled either way. I kind of want to see Jimmy and Jay go at it. But at the same time, it would be nice to see Jimmy and Jay versus the world. And there's possibilities there. Do they bring somebody else in? Do the Usos and do Kevin and Owens and Zayn, do they join forces? And does that force Roman's hand to bring more people in? It kind of has to lead to more people, right?
For the bloodline?
Yeah.
I don't know who else you could add that would make sense. Because the only other bloodline member in the company would be the Rock's daughter.
No.
So I believe that's the only other person.
Keep her away.
Bloodline. Unless you bring someone, outside. Jacob Fatu, like I said.
I think there's one in MLW. He's not nearly as good as Jacob Fatu, though.
Well, I'm sure. But yeah, you'd have to bring someone like that in for the bloodline to make sense. It's got to be bloodline. And then there's also the son of Rikishi.
That's not true because Sammy was there for a whole year.
Oh, you're right. But what I think is happening here, or how I would at least play it out, is just as Sami Zayn kind of says, the same story, you just play with different characters. So now you have Jey Uso. He doubles down. He turns heel, or he's already heel. He turns heel again by turning on his brother Jimmy. He joins the bloodline, and now the story is, him being groomed to be the tribal chief. He's doing all these things for Roman Reigns as Roman Reigns is controlling him. Eventually, pushed to the point where he can't do it anymore, just like Sami Zayn did. This could lead into the WrestleMania match against Cody. At WrestleMania, you have the Usos, and you may even have Solo turn on Roman Reigns, and they're the ones that officially end the reign of Roman Reigns because they turn on him, they super kick him. Cody gets the pin, becomes the champion, and we created you and we ended you type deal.
Or Gunther comes in on a zip line and just chops Roman Reigns, puts his foot on him, doesn't even get down on his knees, just puts his foot on him. 1, 2, 3, walks out with the belt.
Well, Gunther's going to have another belt by that time, and it's the one that happens to be being held by Seth Rollins. And that brings up we said that's the secondary title.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever beats Roman will be the guy.
Right.
But if you have Cody Rhodes holding the undisputed title and you have Gunther holding the world heavyweight title, I would say that's about equal. Like that's not a less than.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like chocolate or vanilla there, yeah.
Especially if it's the same Gunther that's winning, by himself.
Right.
He will have taken that title to new heights. Then it's not a lesser title. This is truly equal.
Yeah, I just know that Seth Rollins ain't good. He might be a good wrestler. Some people might like to sing his theme song, but he doesn't do it for me there.
Well, I'm going to bring it back to my wheelhouse, sports entertainment. We don't have any story around the title. It's
kind of like the U.S. title where he defends it every week.
Yeah, it's just banger matches. I don't want a title of banger matches. I want a title that has a story behind it.
I don't mind it being defended every week, but I would like it, like you have a couple cold matches, but then one of those cold matches turns into something. I like that.
Backstage again, we have now Paul Heyman and Jey Uso. They're talking backstage. Heyman says the tribal chief will be in the house next week, live on SmackDown, and they'll have a dual celebration. They'll be celebrating Roman Reigns as tribal chief, as Jey is going to re-acknowledge himself to the tribal chief, and Jey will also be the U.S. championship holder and the tribal chief in training, and they will acknowledge that as well. But first, Paul Heyman says, I need you to agree to this deal. They didn't play it up enough as I thought they would have. But Jey, he basically says, I don't know what you're so happy about, because if I join the bloodline, it's because you won't be in it anymore. So he's saying Paul Heyman's out if he's in.
Right.
So,
which I didn't know they had beef.
Yeah, I didn't really get that part of it. And the fact that they didn't really blow that way out of proportion.
Right.
Like, oh, Roman Reigns is going to have to choose Jey or Paul Heyman. So it was a weird little thing that they threw in there. And then that takes us to the main event. We got Austin Theory versus Jey Uso for the United States Championship. Obviously, it was a good match. Jey Uso and Austin Theory are two people who can put on a good match. There were a couple near falls. You thought Jey was going to win. And then it turned into what it always turns into. We got interferences. So Jimmy, he comes out. Was the ref? I don't remember. Was the ref down?
Yeah, the ref got bumped.
Yes.
And then Pretty Deadly came out and attacked Jey. And then Jimmy immediately came out
to help his brother.
And then Solo.
And then out comes Solo.
Yeah. Solo came out like a bear.
Yeah. And he goes to spike Jimmy. And before he does, you get Jey Uso. He stops the spike. And now there's a standoff between him and Solo. Jimmy, he goes to super kick Solo, but Solo moves out the way. He super kicks Jey Uso. Solo hits Jimmy with the spike.
Did he hit him with a spike?
You know what? I don't remember it now. No, he got the better of him this time.
Yeah, he threw him out of the ring.
But I forgot what happened to Jimmy. It's where did Austin Theory hit him?
Maybe. Anyway. I don't know.
We're getting bogged down in the details here. Just know Jimmy super kicked Jey accidentally, and that is what led to Austin Theory getting the pin. He didn't even hit his own move. He won purely off of that super kick. So Jimmy cost Jey the match. Post-match, you have Jey sitting in the ring. Jimmy tries to console him because, again, he just cost him the match. Jey, he pushes Jimmy away, because he's upset that he just lost his match. Outside of the ring, you have Paul Heyman and Solo. They're watching along, and then Jay leaves the ring, so he leaves his brother in the ring, and then he walks past Heyman and Solo, so he doesn't even join either group.
Yeah, he
He
just
just
waves his
walks
hands at
past.
all of them.
Yeah, as we go off air, you have Heyman talking to his phone. He says, "Call Roman Reigns," and that's how we go off the air for SmackDown. So we got more story coming up here. Is Jay going to join the bloodline, or is he going to join his brother? Interesting to see where we go with that.
I agree. I just want to see Jay and Jimmy go at it, man. Just because it hasn't been done before. They've been in the WWE for so long. They haven't had one
Yeah,
match. They
but
basically do like a Owen Brett thing.
yeah, I mean, I think the move here is to have Jay join Roman Reigns. You may even have Jimmy join off of that because you take my brother away from me. I'm falling in line. So you have the match between them, but then you still have Jimmy's like, I can't be apart from my brother, so I'll fall in line, and then that can lead to the rift. But interesting where they're going with all of it.